Welcome back to Morning Joe. Now let's bring in the Republican governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson. Asa, always good to talk to you. A good old Arkansas boy going down, ringing the bell on Wall Street yesterday. That had to be pretty big for you.
Well, of course it was, but you notice the stock market went up 50 points, which is not a bad start.
Not a bad start at all. Tell me about, we've been talking about Donald Trump, obviously, like a lot of people. You obviously are in a state where Trump has to be strong. He has an unusual amount of support across the Deep South. Why is that?
Well, because he has a message that resonates. People are frustrated with government. He expresses it in ways that, as you pointed out, is theatrical. They understand. He, as wealthy as he has an ability to communicate with a common person on the street. So he has tapped into that, and he's campaigned. He's been in Arkansas campaigning, as well as Ted Cruz, and so we're part of the March 1 SEC primary, and it's still going to be a race then, and he's very competitive in Arkansas.
So, do you like him as a candidate?
I think he's brought a lot to the table. It's not my message. You know, I worry about the party in terms of expanding our base and what the message does to our recruitment of Hispanics, outreach to minorities. And so you've got to worry about the fall election and whether this is a message that's going to carry in Michigan, Ohio, and Florida, and those states that we need to carry.
Yeah.
Governors, you've worked in Washington, of course, spent some time negotiating and working with different presidents. What kind of president do you think Donald Trump would be?
You know, I actually had a conversation the other day with a former president who remarked that historically, people who run for president actually do what they say they're going to do. Now, in this case, it's a little bit hard to imagine Trump doing everything he says he's going to do, such as making Mexico pay for a wall along the border. But I think you've got to listen to what he says and how he conducts himself. And I don't know that he would be that different from what he is now in negotiating with Vladimir Putin. So,
you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
No, I don't think it's a good thing. You know, we need people who, in the presidency, that understand how the world works, understands that there's a time for bluster and there's a time for reason.
Has the Trump campaign reached out to you at all for possible support, to touch base, anything like that?
No, again, he's campaigned in Arkansas. I had a good visit with him. It was early on. And again, he brings a lot to the table. But, you know, we have a campaign this year of very substantive issues. You look at the debates, the candidates are talking about our foreign policy. They're talking about terrorism. They're talking about, you know, our economy at home. And so real issues are being talked about, and I hope that continues. I think it makes a difference, and Donald Trump, the other candidates are really articulating a message I hope the American people can respond to.
You know, we went to the Camp Forum over the weekend, and it was a remarkable event. I mean, it was looking at the future, opportunity, looking at poverty, looking at how to address these issues. It was a Republican event, and the candidates were incredibly impressive, and yet you don't see that. It doesn't seem to translate on the grand scale. Is that a Trump effect, or is that a failure on behalf of the Republican Party?
No, I mean, one, I think people are listening. I think people are excited about the campaign this year. I think there's going to be a big turnout, and Donald Trump has brought the interest, the energy to the campaign, and I think that pours over. And so I think it's easier for that message actually to get through whenever you're talking about poverty and the Republican ideas to move people up the economic ladder. That's a message that's important in Arkansas. I'm glad the candidates are talking about it.
Governor, before we let you go, completely different topic, but I think very interesting one. Inside the state of Arkansas, you all have done something fascinating, which is to mandate computer science in your classrooms. And you've seen incredible numbers of students go up in coding, especially with women, especially with minorities. Why did you all think that was so important?
Well, my granddaughter inspired me to do it. First
Is that right?
She was 11 years old and built a mobile campaign app for my campaign, and I said, hey, this ought to be in every school. And whenever you look nationally, only 1 out of 10 high schools in America offer and teach computer coding. We mandate it in every high school, and because of that, it's increased minority participation. We could produce 6,000 students a year into our economy that know how to write software, whether that's for video games or whether that's for agricultural software applications. So extraordinary opportunity economically for our state, but also it's really going to keep those jobs here at home versus just recruiting that talent overseas.
So smart.
Governor Asa Hutchinson, thank you so much. Good to have you on the set here
Great to
in
be
New
with you.
York.